Our first guest this week is Mr. William Sawyer. He's the CEO of the Sawyer Group, LLC. Bill, always great to have you in the program.
Oh, it's great to be on MoneyTV with Donald Baillargeon, which is the greatest show that reaches a lot of investors.
Well, thank you for that. The reason I want to talk to you this week, of course, you're my resident expert in the oil business. And the oil business is getting a lot of bad raps lately. High gas prices, high oil prices. What's really going on?
Well, surprisingly enough, I was doing some research and 72% of the investors are long. In other words, they think the price is going to remain where it is or go up. So that's very positive. Right now, we're down because of rumors, not because of real things, just mainly rumors. And I say that because West Texas Intermediate's about $87 today. Brent crude's about $92. But the Chevron posted price in California is $94 a barrel. And for the low gravity crude, the Midway Sunset, it's $90 a barrel, which is astounding. Crude oil in California is now greater than Brent price. So there's a lot of optimism, and there's a lot of feelings. The rig count is up. Rig count is up to 760, which is 260 more than last year. So there's a lot of optimism on drilling. The pessimism is in the government edicts, and there's a government edict out which says that institutions and public companies other than oil and gas companies cannot invest in oil and gas now. And because of that, the medium range companies and the small companies are not getting investment dollars. It's the larger companies that are in the Permian Basin and other places in the Eagle Ford that are getting the investment dollars right now.
Well, it's interesting because you speak of the government, and the current administration seems to have a bias against the oil industry. What's the general feeling amongst the producers?
Well, most people believe that the current administration is very weak-minded when it comes to the oil and gas industry. They feel that our industry could produce more oil, a lot more oil, and be an exporter again. We could produce more oil than we use in the United States, and that is possible with more drilling and more workovers. We could do that. The problem is just the government.
People forget just how many things are associated with the petroleum industry. When you look around the room and everything you see and touch has some basis in the oil business. It's really amazing. It's not just powering cars.
Oh yes, in fact, the computer I'm looking at right now, it comes from petroleum-based products. Everything we do comes from petroleum-based products. It's just amazing. The administration doesn't realize how much of America uses petroleum products. It has no earthly idea how dependent we are and how necessary it is to produce more oil right now.
Well, the global economy runs on oil. There's no question about that. What's the status of the global oil business right now as it applies to us?
Well, California imports about 58% of its oil. So it's the greatest net user that we have or importer right now. They're starting to export oil out of Corpus Christi and Houston. And we have that, our oil moving up, but worldwide, there's still a big problem of what's going on, and it's how to get things to the right place. Europe needs a lot of crude oil right now, and they're not getting enough of it. And when you talk about China, the thing we don't understand about China is there are about 100 oil tanker ships waiting to dock in China, almost 100. And China has the ability to use the crude. It just can't get it ashore. It wants more, but it's telling us it doesn't want more, which is not true. It wants more. Many of the ships that are docked are either the mazout Russian crude, which is a blend that's not highly desirable, or it's crude that people have just taken their ships over there and waiting to see if they can get permit to dock, and they probably won't be. But right now, China's still a net importer, a big net importer. It's moving towards some natural gas for some of its engines now, and I expect that LNG will be a new import for it.
Well, a couple of years ago, the United States was famously energy independent. Of course, that's gone the other way. Do you expect that to happen anytime soon again?
Well, I'm hopeful that with the elections coming up, that may change a little bit. I think that maybe by 2024, we might see some big changes. But I do believe we're going to be independent again. I think so. We have the ability. California has the ability to produce a lot more oil. It's not producing it right now. The Eagle Ford still has a lot of oil in it, and the Permian Basin still has a lot of oil.
How much of an effect does the concentration on electric vehicles seem to have on the overall oil industry?
Well, electric vehicles are a thing of the future. They're trying to make it a thing of the current time, except you have to charge the vehicles, which requires electricity. Now, there isn't near enough electricity coming from solar or from wind to charge vehicles. Even if we had 10% of the electric vehicles we have today, there still wouldn't be enough. It comes from natural gas and from other forms of electric manufacturing that we have that are just not going to go away in the near future. Our ability to take wind and solar to a greater level is very difficult, especially now that the wind farms are having a lot of problems with breakdowns and the equipment falling over and burning up, getting struck by lightning. It's just not going to produce what we think it will produce. We'll still be wanting to get natural gas and oil, and natural gas right now is high. It's $9.24. It hasn't been this in years. In fact, the last time I remember it was back in the 80s, I believe, when natural gas went up. But natural gas is way up there right now.
Well, Bill, you and I have known each other a number of years. You've always been an avowed optimist about the industry. Are you still optimistic about the oil industry?
Oh, absolutely. I feel that the oil industry is still the place to be. There's a lot of oil in the ground. We need a lot of oil for the things we manufacture, the chemicals, the plastics, running our vehicles. There's still vehicles around the world that need oil to convert to gasoline. I'm very optimistic about it, and especially in California, where import is greater than 50% of what's used by the refineries. This is going to be a great place to be.
Once again, William Sawyer, the Sawyer Group, LLC. Bill, it's always great having you on the program. Your insight is so valuable and straight to the point. Thanks so much for being on the show this week.
Thank you, Don. And I want to tell you and remind everybody that I had a public company and came on your show, and we went from 90 cents a share to $5.25 a share, and got investors from all over the world, including Mongolia.
Wow.
And you did that for us.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate being on the show.